Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Destiny and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and start working with registration view, and this one users can register from the front end and start using our application to send messages to their friends or their family. So if you're not seeing my videos like this, do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it really mean the world to me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to open up my code editor and I want to hop over to the views.py and make sure for the views.py you are in the user auth app views.py. That's one I want to work on. Now I'm going to go ahead and start creating the view. The first one that we're going to be creating, as I said, is going to be the register. So the first thing that we're going to do is import a couple of things, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So firstly, I want to import from django.contrib.auth. I want to import authenticate. And also I want to import the login method. So authenticate method and login method. And I think that should be it. I think that should be it for now. Now let's go ahead and define. I'm going to define register user. You can call it whatever you want. It's a function name. Then in here, I'm just going to pass in request, just like that. And down here, I want to check if the request dot method that we're going to be passing in the input field is post. Then that's when we want to go ahead and do something. And what you want to do is simply get the form. So I'm going to say user register form. We're still going to create this later. Then I'm going to say request.post, simple as that. And over here, we need to check if the form dot is underscore valid. Then what we want to do, which means the form is valid. Then we want to go ahead and say new underscore user should be equal to form.save. Now we'll save the form. We need to go ahead and get the username if we want to give them a message or something. So I'm going to say username should be equal to form dot, and then we could use cleaned underscore data, form dot cleaned underscore data. Then we could just say dot get for this one. And what do we want to get? The username right now. Okay, I'm just going to say username. And also I want to get a couple of things. I want to also get, okay, I think that should be it. We could go ahead and just give a messages dot success, but right now I don't have the messages package, so I'm just gonna say from Django dot contrib. I want to import messages just like this. So I'm gonna say messages dot success. And I passed in request in here. That request is supposed to be in a lowercase, so I'm gonna say request again, and I'm gonna say account created, request and account created. So after this is done, we need to go ahead and log in the user whenever they create an account. So I'm gonna say new underscore user should be equal to, then I'm gonna call the authenticate method that I imported from before. I'm gonna say username should be equal to, then I want to say form dot cleaned underscore data. Then the first one that I want to get is the username. I don't know why I keep passing in the email over them. And when this is done, we can go ahead and put a comma over here. I'm just gonna break this apart so we have a clearer view of what we're doing. And I also want to go ahead and also get a password. So I'm just gonna get back here. And I'm going to say password should be equal to, and for the password, we could still do the same form dot cleaned underscore data. Then what we want to get is the password 1 for this one. So when we get the password 1, now we'll go ahead and log in the user. So I'm just going to call the login method that we imported. I'm going to say request, and I'm going to pass in new underscore user data that we've created from above. So when all this is done, I'm simply gonna return. Let me get back. I'm gonna return redirect, and I want to redirect them back to, let's just say, the index page. That should be okay. Now when all this is done, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and create the user register form. But there's still some things I'd want to do. Let's just finish it up for now. I don't want to come back here again. So I'm gonna say elif. Then I'm simply gonna say request dot user dot is authenticated, just like this. We want to go ahead and redirect them back to the index page, because the user is logged in. We don't want them to access the register page whenever they are logged in, else, which means the request dot method is a get method Then I simply want to say form should be equal to, now I'm going to call the user register form, user register form, just like this. And let's make sure this matches with the one at the top, and as you can see it matches. So I just need to go ahead and create a context right now. So I'm just going to say context should be equal to context dictionary, and in here for the context all I just need to pass in is form and form. Then finally I'm just going to go ahead and return a template. So I'm going to say return render, and in here I'm going to pass in a request. And just outside here, what do I want to pass in? I want to pass in the name of the template, so I can call it whatever. I'm just going to say user auth / sign in the HTML, and also you don't want to forget to pass in the context variable that we created over here. And now let's go ahead and create a form. So I'm going to open up user auth, and I'm going to create a new file, and that one is going to be form. But in order to speed things up, I could just come over to my chart app, and I'm going to copy this form thing that we've got over here, and I'm just going to paste it in the user auth. I think that should come in handy for us. Now we've got form over here. So all I'm going to do is in the form I'm going to create a couple of things. Firstly, the model that I want to target in should be the user model, I think. So we need to go ahead and import the user model. Now how do we import the user model? We need to say from Django. There's a lot of ways that you could do it, but I like doing from Django.contrib.auth.models. So from Django.contrib.auth.models, I want to go ahead and import, and that should be the user. Okay, so right now this one is going to be user register form, the one that will be created from our front end. And for this one, I want the model to be the user model that we just imported now, and I want the names to be this. I want to see okay, there is a couple of things I'd want to see. Firstly, for the user register form, we could go ahead and pass in placeholders for the title and all that, but for now let's just putting in the user over here. And for this, I don't want to use exclude this time around. I want to use field, so I use exclude so you guys could see what you could do with all this. Now I'm going to put in username, I'm going to put in email, and I'm also going to put in a password 1, and there's also going to be a password 2 for the confirmation of the password. So I think that's going to be it. Now let's go ahead and import this in our views.py. So I'm going to open up my views.py user auth. We need to, if you hover on this and click on quick fix, you should see import it from user auth.forms, and that should import it at the top for us successfully. And as you can see now, the error is gone. So with the error gone, I think that's all we need, guys. I'm just gonna open up urls.py. Then we need to create a URL for this register view over here. So the first thing that we could do is we could actually just go ahead and open up the urls.py chat prj. Then we could just say from user auth.views, we want to go ahead and import register user. Okay, so when that's done, I'm just gonna come over here now, and instead of doing it this other way that we've been doing it, I'm just gonna highlight all this, passing the parts, and this one should go to register. Okay, so that one goes to register. Now for this, I'm gonna call the register user, and for the name I should go to register-user. Okay, or I could just go register or even sign up. I prefer sign up. Okay, so when all this is done now, I think that's pretty much what you want to do, guys. Now let's go ahead and see something. There is a problem with the forms.py. Let's see what the error is. So forms.py fields, username, email, password 1, password 2. So the best way to fix this error that says unknown fields password 1 is to actually pass in the user creation form over here. So the user creation form that we're going to be using to create a user is the one that actually have this password 1 and password 2 field. Okay, so this one's going to be password 2. Now we need to go ahead and import the user creation form, and that's going to be from Django.contrib. I think that should be auth.forms. We want to go ahead and import the user creation form just like that. I'm going to copy this and put it in here just like that. So let's try running this again and see if the problem persists. So I'm just going to break off from the terminal, and I'm going to run python manage.py run server again, and let's give this a couple sec. And as you can see, this is working perfectly well. So now I think that should be pretty much what you want to do, apart from the fact that we don't have any URL that's going to be connecting to this register user view that we created. So we need to come over to user auth. We're going to right click, come over to URLs, come over to new file. I'm going to create a new file that's going to be called urls.py. So I want to say from django.urls, I want to go ahead and import path, and I want to say from, I think that's user auth I want to say from user auth, I want to go ahead and import views. Okay, so this one I'm gonna say app underscore name, and even to speed things up, I could just come over here and open up this URL, this one over here, and I could just copy that and put it in here. It's totally almost the same thing, and it's gonna do almost the same thing. So I'm just gonna change this one to user auth, and that's pretty much what we want. So I'm gonna get rid of every other part that we've got over here, and yeah, that should be it. So over here, what I'm just gonna say is sign dash up, because that's for the register. Now this one is views dot, and we called out register user, right? So if we come over here, you can see that's what we called it, register user. So the name of this, let's just call it sign up. So when this is done, I think that should be it. And let's see if we've installed the user auth over here in the what we could just do is get rid of this one that we did over here, and just here I'm going to go ahead and include the main one. So I'm going to say parts, and this one I'm just going to call it user slash, and I'm going to say include, and what do we want to include? We want to include user auth.urls. Okay, so let's give this a couple of seconds to go ahead and reload, and let's see what we've got. So now it's done reloading. All I'm going to do is just come over here. I'm just going to open this up on my browser, and okay, it says reverse for sign in not found. Sign in is not a blah blah blah. So I think I just need to come over to admin, and I just need to log in here. Okay, so I'm going to put in my username, that's Destiny, and I'm going to put in my password, and as you can see, I'm logged in. So now that error is gone. So if I try coming over to /user/sign up, what do you notice? It's actually showing up something that says page not found. So this page not found, let's see what we are not getting right. So we're supposed to come over to user/sign-up, and let's look at the way the sign-up looks from over here. Okay, there's supposed to be a slash over there. Okay, so now let's try refreshing this one more time. So right now, as you can see, if we come over to /user/sign-up, okay, as you can see, that's just gets back here because we are already logged in, and we wrote this thing over here in the views.py that says if a user is already authenticated, just redirect them back to the home page. So this is satisfying it. So if we just open up an incognito mode and we come over to /user/sign-up, now what do you notice? It's working perfectly well, but it says template does not exist at user/sign-up. So you want to copy everything that we've got over here. I'm just going to copy it. That's the best way I love doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close up all this, and I'm going to open up the template, right click on it, click on create a new file, and just paste where you copied. Now it's automatically going to go ahead and create a new folder, user auth, then create a new file, sign up in them. So now when we refresh, what do you notice? That's pretty much it. So if I just come over here and I say form and refresh this, what do you notice? Now we got all the forms, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get back here, and this is the users model. This is the users model over here. These are all the users that we've got. Now I'm just going to cut this, and I'm going to create a form tag just like that. I'm going to pass in a CSRF token, CSRF_token, and that's pretty much to prevent cross-site forgery. And I'm going to paste the form, and finally I'm going to create a button, and I'm going to put a type of submit over here, and I'm going to put sign up as the value, sign up. Okay, so when all this is done, as you can see, that's pretty much what we got. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fill out this form real quick. I'm going to put the username as Karen. I'm going to put the email as, let's just say, that Karen@gmail.com. So I'm just gonna say karen@gmail.com, and the password I'm just gonna put testing321. I don't think that password is correct, so I'm gonna say testing321. And for this one also, I'm gonna put testing321. Okay, now I'm gonna hit sign up. Okay, this just refreshes the page, and that's because over here we need to come over here and add a method, and this method is going to be post. Hopefully you guys saw that before me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refresh this page again, and actually I'm going to open up my Microsoft Edge, because in the Microsoft Edge I've got this form fillers extension that automatically does that for me. You know, I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to type all this out, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and type it out while we wait for the Microsoft Edge to open up. So I'm going to put the email, I'm going to put the password again, testing321, and that should be testing321. Okay, let's see if that's opened up. Okay, yeah, that's opened up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to come over to /user/sign up, and this is what we've got. So this is what I'm looking for over here, this form fillers. I'm just going to fill the form in, and I'm going to hit sign up on my keyboard. Now what do you notice? I think it successfully signed the user up. So now if we get back here and refresh, what do you notice now? We got a new user, this one over here, right? But if you didn't actually see that, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. But what I'm going to do now, as you can see, the user is authenticated, so it's going to keep bringing us back to this page. But hopefully you guys can see that it's created a new user, right? And to even check that out, I'm just going to create for the Karen, testing321 is the password, testing321, and I'm going to hit sign up. Okay, I think something is not correct. It says a user with that username already exists. Okay, great. I'm just gonna get back here. Okay, Karen already exists, that's true. So I'm gonna create a new username. I'm just gonna say gift over there, and for the email I'm gonna say gift@gmail.com, and for the password I'm gonna pass in testing321, and also for the test confirmation I'm gonna pass in 321. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and sign up. Now this one is gift. Take note of the username. So if I come over here now and refresh, what do you notice? Now we got gifts. As simple as that. So I think that's pretty much going to be it for this tutorial. Hopefully you guys understood how to create user authentication for just the registration of users. In the next one, we're going to go ahead and start working with logouts. But before I go ahead and cut out this video, I want to do something, and that's pretty much going to be to make that form actually look good. So right now, as you can see, the form looks so ugly. If I just come over here to /user/sign up, this is how the form looks. So I'm going to make it look good, and in order to do that, I want to come over here and I'm going to grab the templates. Hopefully I still know where I kept the templates. I'm going to open the raw templates up, and I'm going to open up pages. As you can see, we've got login and we've got sign up 2 over here. So I'm just going to copy sign up, and I'm going to get back here. I'm just going to get rid of all this and paste the sign up in there. Now what I want to do is just come over to the chat, and I want to open up the chat room, and okay, actually not the chat room, let's say this one over here. Okay, I think we could still even do the same thing. All we need to do is just make sure that we hit Ctrl+Shift+P, and I'm gonna fill all this in with other Django to actually put all the styles in there. But I think this one's over here are not gonna work. We would have to do this manually, and that's really going to be a pain in our ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over to the chat room over here, and I'm going to copy this head section and come over to the sign up once more. Over here I'm going to close up this head section, and I'm just going to override it with one I copied. So right now, one thing that I just want to do is I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to pass in load static, or we're going to get an error. So I'm going to say load static. Okay, so now let's try refreshing this page and see how everything looks. What do you notice? This is how everything looks. Okay, so now it's left to you to go ahead and change out things the way you want. I'm just going to go ahead and look for the form. This is the form over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going to say method should be post, and remember the CSRF thing. So I'm going to say CSRF_token, as simple as that. And now all this label and input things, I don't think we need any of them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of everything that's inside all the form groups, and I'm just going to leave the form groups. Okay, or we could even just get down here. Let me just say form, and let's see how the form looks like. And okay, this is how it looks. It doesn't look good. It looks so ugly. Now I'm gonna refresh this. That doesn't look good still. I'm gonna refresh this. Okay, this one looks good. Let's see, how about we do some like over here we just passed in over here. I'm just gonna say form.username. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Okay, this is how it's looking. Not looking good at all. Now what we need to do in this case is go ahead and use a package that's called Crispy Forms. Let me come over to my settings, and over here, as you can see, we've got Crispy Forms, right? And if you take a close look at the over here, we've got this crispy template pack. Now in the sign up, what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to go ahead and load Crispy Forms tags. So over here, I'm just going to say load. I'm going to say load crispy underscore forms underscore tags. Okay, so now when we load this, what that's going to help us do is to pretty much help us use the crispy form. And in order to use the crispy form, we need to look for the form over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say form pipe crispy, and I'm going to come over here and refresh. And what do you notice? Everything looks great. So as you can see, that's how everything is looking. So I'm just going to comment that one out. And now if we refresh one more time, what do you notice? Our username over here looks great. So over here, what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to put in the username for this one, and we could just stick with this username thing that we've got over here. And also we could go ahead and pass in the one for the email. So this is password. Actually, I'd need more than one. This one is for email. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, it's totally up to you. You know, you could get rid of the inputs, or you could just comment it out. I could comment it out for your reference, but the template is all there for you. Just use the links in the description below. You're going to get the template. I'm going to say form.email. So now when we come over here and refresh this, what do you notice? This one is for the username. What do you notice for this one? This one is for the email. So now for the password, we need to do the same thing, but this time around it's going to be form.password1 and password2. So form.password, this is password over here. So form.password1. Then I'm going to copy this password thing, and I'm going to put it for the last one. So what we've got is just one password field, and actually what I needed is two. So I'm going to copy this one over here, and I'm going to put it down here and simply change this one over here to 2. So I think that's pretty much it. Now let's refresh this. We have password for this one, and this one I'm just going to pass in confirm password. Okay, and now let's look for the button over here. As you can see, it's not a button but a link. So I'm just going to pass in BOTTN over there. And I'm also going to look for the closing tag. This is it over here. I'm also going to pass in BOTTN. And if you want, you could just make this stay on the same line. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to do. As you can see, that's on the same line now. And I'm going to get rid of the href. We don't need that. And also, I think that should be it. Now let's come over here and refresh. Now I'm going to fill all this in, and I'm going to go ahead and hit sign up. Okay, what do you notice? That's working perfectly well. So as you can see, now we can sign up from over here, and it brings us in here. So I think that's going to be pretty much it for this tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something new. In the next one, we're going to go ahead and start working with the login authentication, so that we're going to be able to log in users from the front end. Do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, and also you want to get a template, check out the link in the description below. That should point you to the right direction to get a template. And on to the next video, we're going to go ahead and start creating something cool. Mad love, peace out.